The day I opened my eyes, I was surrounded many balls of white fur. I glanced around and saw my brothers and sisters. We were all trying to drink milk from our mother. I have many relatives, my mother, my father, mamas, kakas and auntie, uncles, cousin. Each of them was different. Some were big and some were small. We were on big farm. There was so much grass everywhere. I enjoyed walking, jumping, falling and rolling in the sunshine. One day, my mother was away on a walk, and we found ourselves in a big room that we couldn't get out of. That doesn't bother us, because there was plenty of space for us to play with each other. Suddenly, the door opened, and two men came in. One was young, and the other was old and gentle. They spoke a different language. I understood everything. The old man said, "Choose your puppy, Rahan." The young man looked at all ears and said, "It's so hard to choose. They're all equally lovable." I looked at his eyes, and I knew that he was puzzled. I went near his hand and
sniffed it. He smiled, picked me up and held me close to his chest. He kept his other hand on my head and said, "I want this one." I wondered what he meant. He kept caressing my stomach and my head, and I felt so comfortable with him. He reminded me of the way my mother nuzzled me. In a few minutes I was fast asleep.
A sudden jerk made me open my eyes. I seen something. I looked around and saw that I was in a big brown basket. There was a white blanket under me and another one top of my body. I looked for my mother but couldn't see her. I felt like crying. Where was my mother? I turned my face to the side and saw the young man who had picked me up earlier. I could not sleep anymore, even though I knew I was safe. A few minutes later, the car stopped. The young man picked up my basket and went to the front door of the house. He rang the bell. Ding, ding. Two women appeared of nowhere. "Rohan, you are home," they exclaimed together. The woman were old, one was thin, and other one was plump. They had a plate in their hand. The two women rotated the plate around me over and over again. I saw a lamp on the plate, too. They said, "Welcome, little boy. We welcome your with arati and blessings to your new home." The thin one took me out of the basket and left me on the carpet. Within minutes, another thin, gentle man came to the room. "Rahan," said me, "this is your grandfather, Aja." All of them laughed. It was easy to make friends with Aji and Tachi Aji. They hugged me so tightly that I couldn't breathe.
Aja didn't say anything about me. Aji said to Aja, "Come and touch him." Aja scared me. I laughed. How can anyone be scared of me? Aja said, "When I was little boy, I was bitten by a dog. I had to get 14 injections in the stomach because of that. That is why I'm afraid of dog, and I don't want to touch him." I said, "Those is unfair. I am not that dog, and you don't have to be scared of me." Aji misunderstood what I was saying. Aji said, "Look, he also scared of you. Pet him and reassure him." But Aja shook his head. I also shook mine. Whenever I spoke, the two Ajis didn't know what I was saying, but I understood when they talked. I looked Aji standing there holding something strange in her hand. The small black thing was glowing. Aji looked at it, her face lit up. She said, "The girl are on the phone. They seem very excited." Aji turned the phone towards me, and I peered into it curiously. I saw two girls staring back at me. "What's the name?" the younger one asked. "We have not yet named him, Anushka," replied Appa. The other girl said, "You must call Gopi." Anushka said, "I like the name Gopi. It's short and sweet." Aji noticed it and said, "I tired and need to rest. We will talk to you later," and disconnected the call. A huge debate began, and Tachi Aji and Aji opened their personal diaries and looked at me to see which one suited me the best name. After some time, I moved to the other end of the room. I heard them call out to me. "Where are you?" they said loudly. They couldn't see me as I was under the chair. I decided to have some fun. I could have easily slipped out from under the chair.
I kept Gayat and remained where I was. Tachibana Aji become worried. She began searching for me. Aja said, "You must more care with him." Tachi Aji sobbed. "Poor pup, he cannot even talk or yell, didn't say a word." She went, and behind the curtains, behind the door and kitchen. But I was not there. She sighed loudly. "Where is he? The bedroom are also closed. He must be somewhere here." Apparently said, "The thing we can do is try become his size, down on the carpet and search. The moment he did that, he saw my face peeking out from under the chair. I found him. He picked me up gently. Aji came there, hugged me, said, "We have decided to G a very nice name. It is also Lord Krishna name and has been chosen by your cousins. Hello, Gopi." Aji held me carefully in her hands and pressed me tightly against her and said, "You are my life, Gopi."